All right, we are back, everyone. How's it going? It's your friend Will. This is the Memory Lapse. We got a new one this morning for you. This Friday morning, the morning of the Pro Tour. Another celebratory deck in honor of this great event that I'm looking forward to watching on my second monitor at work today quite a bit, and over the weekend as well. So this is a Naya ramp deck. I actually tried to brew something similar to this, and I did not arrive. I probably was like 15 cards off of this list. Maybe more. I really like the way this looks. We're going to try it out. And this was a list that 5-0'd a constructed league on Magic Online. And then Jim Davis wrote about this in his Pro Tour predictions article as well, saying maybe not this deck, but expect some kind of weird ramp deck to maybe go all the way to the top 8. Someone is going to have something that we're not expecting. There's a lot of really creative players that are going to show up with decks of their own design, attacking the metagame in a specific way. And if you look at this deck is built almost entirely to attack mid-range decks and go over the top of them. You have a lot of cards they can't answer. This deck is basically immune to Ravenous Chupacabra. It's immune to Vraska's Contempt. It's immune to Lava Coil, and pretty much all of the removal in the format, minus like Settle the Wreckage and Star of Extinction. But even Settle the Wreckage and Wrath, the Cleansing Nova are not that good against it because you have Dawn of Hope in here as well, and Immortal Sun. So the answers, or I should say the threats, the win conditions are very robust, and you also have like a reasonable amount of life gain with the Dawn of Hope. And actually, if by the time this video goes up, I'll have lost to this deck with Boros Angels pretty convincingly, which was what made me look up the list and find it. So let's see. I mean, there's really not a lot to explain here. It's ramp, removal, robust threats, and arches and stuff to keep you drawing through your deck. So let's give it a try. I don't know that this is going to be very good for Constructed Event because we don't know what the meta, if this deck can really like beat red deck if you play against that 50% of the time. I'm sure that you can have draws that will win between Sealaways, Deafening Clarions, bindings for their like Phoenixes or for their Frenzy. But I can also see them just getting like an insane Steamkin draw and mowing you down. Alright, we'll keep this. We do at least have a piece of removal, and then we have ramp, and it looks like we are. Yes. I think it's public enemy number 1 here. Oh, second seal away is a nice draw. We don't really want to seal away the Firebrand. We can take one. Keep getting our lands into play tapped. On this type of draw. If they have another spell here, then we'll get to seal away this E2 Lava Runner. They do. Oh wow, this works out amazingly well for us. Kind of get like a nice little 1.5 for 1 here. I guess we're just taking the damage this turn. We have double red, double white, double green. So let's take green and white here. So now next turn we can play Arch, Thaumatic Compass, Flip Compass, and have Steal Away as well. And hopefully a flipped compass is going to prevent a lot of damage. Alright, really nice that they don't have a follow-up creature here to maximize velocity on. It would have taken a lot of damage. Yeah, this seems okay. If they top deck a Phoenix or something that can go over the top, they just do that. I'd rather get this in play and then save this line for next turn. Gutter Snipe. That is a problem, potentially. We need to find Deafening Clarion. As much as I want to activate this, I think we do want to fish these lands out, and we'll keep up Seal Away or an activation. Alright, hold on, let's do this the right way, like this. We just want to thin our deck to get our Deafening Clarion. One big swing with the Carnage Tyrant. Life linking is going to probably do it. I maybe should have attacked with the Carnage Tyrant to try to induce them to attack with their Gutter Snipe. They've already seen Seal Away, so what are the odds that they actually will do that? Probably not very good. And we might just get chewed down by this. Well, I guess we're also on the try to win the game plan. Alternatively, I could have used my Arch main phase to try to draw one more card, and I still would have had enough mana to play the Clarion if I drew it. Alright. Yeah, we're dead to this maximized velocity. Well, if this was a more traditional red deck, I'd say we would have won this fairly easily. But because they had this extra 6 damage that we couldn't really interact with off the Gutter Snipe, they got us. And I'm not too worried about the Gutter Snipe builds overall. Like, it's pretty infrequent that we come up against them. So I'm not going to take this to mean this deck is not viable yet. But if we play against like more traditional red decks and get thrashed, I'm going to be a little nervous. This might be a best of 3 deck instead of a best of 1 deck. I think you want to be playing against more mid-range decks with this. Alright, we can keep this. We have 26 lands in this build, so the odds of us drawing one are pretty good. And we have Thaumatic Compass to fix our colors along with all this other stuff. Alright, so this is more or less the matchup we're hoping for. We got our wish, so let's just... hopefully we're going to be rewarded for it. Alright, they have Branch Walker. Now this turn we have to make a decision. Geez, that horn. Yeah, so I think the decision we have to make is how much are we ramping this turn? Are we going for the more value play of getting a land, or are we just going to ramp? And I think we're just going to ramp, because one of our good outs here is Star of Extinction. So we have double white, double green. We have red, white in our hand. Everything plays green. I don't think this matters too much, but it's always worth looking. Alright, this insulates them a bit from our first sweeper. I mean, it insulates them a lot from our first sweeper. We're going to take a ton of damage here. I guess our plan is to seal away this Midnight Reaper this turn. I wish this cost 2 to activate. Would it really be too broken if this just... I could use this to get a land for 2 mana. We're not repping Settle the Wreckage here. Yeah, okay, good. Oh, wow. That's a really conservative attack. I think we're still sealing away just to save ourselves the damage. Oh, we do have Settle the Wreckage also. So we have a lot of sweepers we can top deck. That is annoying. This is a card they've more or less moved away from. Three, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can technically survive this. We want to flip the compass here. So they can't destroy it with Orazca. Compass will save us some damage, so we just need to find any sweeper off the top to get somewhat stabilized. We've just only drawn land, so it's causing us some problems. They're respecting the silhouette, which is nice. Oh, nope, they're not anymore. Yeah, we bricked. That's what happens. All 15 cards were mana sources in our this entire game. 10. So we 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we take exactly lethal here. But they don't know that. So maybe there's a chance they'll leave one creature behind, or sacrifice an elf here. Or use their elves to play Orazca and not swing with all of them. Yeah, okay. 3, 6. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we go to 1. They're playing around everything, as they should. Star of Extinction. I'm thinking of a card. It's called Star of Extinction. Oh, another land. Rip. Alright, they're certainly going to find the win there. They can easily attack for 5. Alright, so all 16 cards were mana sources that game, which is... maybe that means that was a type of hand that we should mulligan, because it runs the risk of doing that to us. You keep land and ramp without anything to interact, you're going to get punished like that. Or potentially. I mean, if we had just drawn... I mean, like, the enchantment would have been sick, just to make 1/1s and block and gain life. We could have really persisted for a long time. Alright, so this hand is the opposite problem. It's only 1 ramp spell and all the dinos, but I guess we'll keep this one also. since we're very likely to draw into mana or ramp. And we got the turn 2. Yeah, this is great. So this is the type of deck where hopefully just going Carnage Tyrant into Carnage Tyrant is going to be enough to win. So double white, I guess we want... I mean, how badly do we need double red against this deck, though? Only for Star of Extinction. There's also no point not to get it, right? So we're very hoping to see land a ramp spell next turn to ensure that we're going to get to that 6 mana and just start playing gigantic dinosaurs against them. Looks like they're going for like a really turbo flip on search here. We've tried this build of this deck, and this is going to come down to how many Wraths and Settles they find to deal with this Carnage Tyrant. I think they're probably using their time here to dig for an answer to the inevitable first. What they don't know is that we have 2 more in our hand. They're also digging for land, I assume. Wow, and they missed a land drop. Wow. That's brutal. That's probably game for them. Because if their plan is Cleansing Nova, well, at least they flipped their search here. Primal Amulet. That's the plan. Alright, so this is the one they know about. I think the issue here is the payoff for flipping this card is not that good in the face of a 7/6 hexproof. Looks like they'll probably flip it here, though. Needs 3 counters. 4 counters. So they're probably not going to flip it here. I'll flip it on their turn. So my understanding is the way this deck works is they flip this and they use this as a way to start taking a lot of extra turns with Nexus. I guess they actually could get there here. They flip this. No, because they have to spend mana to flip this. Looks like we get a freebie here. Yeah. I'm not going to add the 3rd to the board. I'm just going to use the Arch to draw and thin our deck a little more. This is lethal. They've already gone through a lot of life gain spells, so they need to... They need to go off here. So let's see if they can do it. This Primal Amulet's going to help them because it's going to reduce the cost of their spells here. No, they either have it or they don't. Oh, that's a nice play by them, actually. We could lose. They could just go off here. They've seen half their deck. They probably have at least one Nexus in hand. I just don't know what their win condition is. Because if their win condition is to eventually attack us, we can Settle the Wreckage. This is a really bad first showing for this deck. Makes me feel bad. Alright, so they did have the Cleansing Nova. Just why I didn't want to commit the Carnage Tyrant to the board. Cool. We'll just draw 2 land. This is our deck is very much the type of deck this deck wants to play against, right? We're slow. We're not going to win the game quickly. We're not going to interact with you. We're going to let you do your thing. I think if we had drawn our Ixalan's Binding and one of these turns where they just like let this amulet sit out there, we'd probably... I don't think they'd have a way to win that was reasonable in the face of Carnage Tyrants, but now that they're twin casting all these spells, they have a quite reasonable path to victory. Looks like they're going to take 3 turns here. Yeah, I'm just going to assume they have a way to win and scoop it here, and we'll come back and try this deck again. Maybe we'll try this deck in best of 3, where we're not going to see such weird shit, like Gutter Snipe and Primal Wellspring. Like this deck, I think almost never beats red deck. I don't know that I would ever play this in best of 1, but it does seem like a fun deck. So let's claim our prizes for our 0-3 run here. Doesn't bode well for this performing at the Pro Tour. But let's take a look really quick at what the sideboard is. Oh, there's like some dinosaurs in the sideboard that I don't have. So maybe we just call it with this deck. I'm not going to craft Ripjaw Raptor. Well, let's just take a look, I guess. Maybe I have them, because maybe some of these are free cards. Nope. I do have the no. Oh, I do have one of the Regisaur Alphas. I don't have the Ripjaw Raptors. Well, that was fun. I'm going to keep playing with this deck and probably come back to it. It feels like it should have performed better than that. We had just like that non-game against Black-Green where we just only played lands, and then we played against that wonky deck, so 2 out of the 3 matches were pretty unfortunate, and the Gutter Snipe was a weird curveball that we weren't prepared to handle. So I'm not going to give up on it. I'll probably give it one more shot because it does seem really fun. So yeah, maybe we'll just do that in the next video, and then hopefully we'll be inspired by the Pro Tour and play something cool coming out of that event. So until then, well, I guess look forward to seeing this again, and maybe you can just watch me burn 500 more gold, which I'm sure is also enjoyable to see to some extent. I hope you all had fun. Please remember to subscribe, leave a comment, and like the videos. And we'll be back again soon with this crazy ramp deck.